All right, we're going to talk about scale factor on this assignment. A scale factor tells you how much larger or smaller one figure is compared to the other figure. Okay, so this goes with our dilation unit we had talked about in transformations. So we've seen scale factor being represented before as new over old. So here's an example. This being the new one, that is clearly an enlargement. This being the old one, meaning the original. If we were doing a dilation, this would be the pre-image and this would be the image. So you could either say new over old, or you can say image divided by pre-image. All right, let's take a look at an example in the coordinate plane. So if I had a triangle, here's the blue one, and I have a red triangle. These little tick marks right here, these are called little prime marks. This is telling me that this is after my transformation has occurred. And this right here, without the little prime marks, this is my pre-image. So this would be my old, my original. This red one with the little prime marks is my image. This is the new after the dilation has taken place. So we're talking about scale factor here. So if I needed to find the scale factor, I would take the new image and divide it by the old image. So if I knew what the length of this segment right here was, then I could divide, and this one right here, I could divide. Okay, so once again, for your scale factor, you've got your image, which is after any type of dilation. So that is your new, and this is really sloppy, but you can figure that out. And this would be divided by pre-image. Now, I don't know what those lengths are. And I know we have answers down below, but I just want to show you how to get them if you don't have lengths to compare. So over here we had lengths. We had 7 and 3. 7 being the new after a dilation and 3 being the old. 7 divided by 3. New over old, new over original, image over pre-image. All right, over here though, let's pretend like we don't know any of this information down below except for maybe we could know the coordinates. But in the picture, all I need to do is take one coordinate. So there's coordinate A prime and there is coordinate A. So the new image, of course, is the A prime, and that one is located at 4. See how 1 over 4 up 3. So that is 4, 3. All right, its corresponding angle here, point A, before dilation, I go over, you count over, that's 8 units, and then I count up 6 units, 8, 6. So I'm looking at this one and this one. Okay, so your image over your pre-image, when you're dealing with coordinates and your center of dilation right here at the origin, you can just take the X or the Y, it doesn't matter which one. So if I do the X's, that would be a 4. And I compare it to the X over here before the dilation. That's an 8. If I would have chose the Y's, it would have been 3 over this Y, which is 6. Then you just reduce that fraction, and you will see that the scale factor is 1/2. Same thing here. So if you do have coordinates, you could easily just choose either the X or the Y, put your image over your pre-image. If you have your original coordinates and you don't have coordinates for your new image, you have your pre-image, but you do have a scale factor, and that's how they're showing you down here. how they got the coordinates after dilation, because the scale factor is 1/2 right here. Okay, so here's what you do. You just take any coordinate. So like if I take this this A right here, and remember that one was over 8 and I went up 6. Okay, so that's this guy right here. So you just take that A coordinate, and the X value was 8. I'm going to multiply it times the scale factor. And the Y value was 6. And I will multiply it as well times the scale factor. There we go. Okay. Now, 8 times 1/2 is 4. 6 times 1/2 is 3. And that's how you can get your new coordinate. There it is right there. Okay. All right. What else do we need to know? Let me erase all this. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So if you have sides, you can just put the corresponding sides on top of each other. New over old, you will be told, as far as scale factor is concerned, which one is your new, which one is your old, or you will have to identify it from the little tick marks if you're looking at a coordinate plane. Whoops, here we go. All right, let's see what else we need to know. It says these are talking about dilations, and right now we're just focusing on the scale factor only. So it tells you the scale factor measures how much larger, that would be called an enlargement, or smaller, which would be called a reduction, the image is compared to the pre-image. So here's your pre-image, here's your image, and you can clearly see that this is an enlargement. The scale factor is 2. When your scale factor is less than 1, you have a reduction. When your scale factor is greater than 1, you have an enlargement. All right, so this one over here, it's showing you take the second figure, which is your after transformation, and divide it by the first figure, which would have been your before, your pre-image. So they're saying this is the transformation that took place, 4/12. And notice you can tell by the pictures also that this is a reduction. This is an example of a fraction where the value is less than 1. If you have a negative scale factor, that just means reflection, okay? You're just looking at the absolute value, the positive answer for the scale factor to determine whether you've got an enlargement or a reduction. Okie dokie. Let's see what else we can. You got some videos here, you've got some practice, and you've got some notes. All right, so the first question asks about your matching sides. What are they called? So we talked about that before. Alrighty, what else kind of questions you're going to have? So there's some vocabulary floating around. This one's asking you about the scale factor from the pre-image to the image. And remember, you're going to find your scale factor, which is your image divided by your pre-image. Image refers to your new. Pre-image is where you had started originally. All right, next question is asking about the scale factor, and it's telling you which one is the image and which one is the pre-image. Okay, this one gives you a point and it tells you it was dilated. Okay, so you're going to have to use the example I had given you up here to find the new coordinates. And this question here, once again, scale factor, and it tells you which one's the pre-image, which one is the image. All right, so that is scale factor. Let me know if you have any questions.